be looking at the possibility of just some more showers and thunderstorms through Thursday, and as we go throughout the rest of the upcoming holiday weekend, we will be seeing the potential of some more problems with outdoor activities. We'll take a look at the schedule where the forecast is concerned. We also have the possibility, it's not much, but the important thing is we do have a threat of severe weather coming up as we go into the midpoint of the upcoming holiday weekend. So that could be a bit of an issue there. All right, let's go ahead and stop me prattling on here, and let's go ahead and get busy on what's going on with the forecast. A very mild start to the day for the schools out there that still are in session. A lot of places wrapping up, a lot of graduation ceremonies, some showers in the morning, and then some thunderstorms possible as the kids head home. So I would pack the rain protection tomorrow. Outdoor field day activities, outdoor graduation ceremonies, anything like that, I would keep an eye out for those thunderstorms because those could be a bit of a outdoor plan ruiner out there. Numbers back in the high 80s today, well above normal, about 8 away from a record high, which hasn't been broken since pre-World War II. 42, the record low, which hasn't been broken since the late 19th century. 68, the actual low temperature, so very much above normal for this time of the year. And officially, we have not gotten any rainfall for today at the time we record this, which is about, give or take, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So we did not pick up that much to worry about in the way of rain. We do have some scattered showers out there, and much of what we're looking at has basically moved over to the east of Chattanooga. And as this complex of thunderstorms has been moving east from more unstable air into more stable air, everything has kind of lost its punch, so there's really not that much going on. We had one severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Grundy County in Tennessee. That has since been canceled. That was in effect until 10 o'clock. Kind of interesting that the Storm Prediction Center thought that the storms were going to be around that long, but the watch was canceled early, so there are currently, as we're recording this on Wednesday evening, not seeing anything in the way of severe weather. A couple of severe special weather statements being issued here, a whole bunch more back up over toward Knoxville, Morristown, and kind of rumbly around Johnson City, but we do not have anything going on in the way of problematics where it comes to anything involving thunderstorms. Next hour or two over toward the 40-75 split west of Knoxville, we may be looking at some heavy rainfall there. So if you know anybody from east of Crossville, west of Knoxville, and up to the north and east of Athens, could be some sloppy travel there as this mess makes its way over toward Oak Ridge, Knoxville, Sevierville, Maryville, in that area. That could be a bit of an issue. But beyond that, we do have a few more showers and thunderstorms well over to our west. Not much of anything else happening right now, so I would not be surprised to hear a rumble of thunder or some showers overnight, but I do not see anything else happening. By the way, this is the News 12 viewing area: southeast Tennessee, western North Carolina, north central, northwestern Georgia, and northeastern Alabama. So that's the area we cover. If you have a question about weather elsewhere or what's going on in X, Y, or Z part of the country, we'll do our best to make certain that you have the answer to that. We may not be able to get it to you directly, but we'll do our best to make certain you know what is going on. We did have, again, that severe thunderstorm watch for Grundy County in Tennessee. A few special weather statements as we are online for tonight, and it looked like, yeah, we have a whole bunch of weather watches well to our south and west over the Arklatex area. They're picking up numerous severe thunderstorm warnings and severe thunderstorm watches, but that's about all we have for right now. There will be the potential of, again, some areas of showers and thunderstorms into the next several days. So if you do have plans for outdoors, I would be very, very flexible when it comes to anything involving severe weather. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and kick that up here for right now. Tonight, well back to our northwest, this used to be a lot stronger back this direction. So northern parts of the viewing area from Chattanooga north, that is where we may see a marginal threat of severe weather. And again, on the scale here, that is not what we saw 2 weeks ago tonight. That was a decent outbreak, being on the air for about 6 hours straight. For now, again, borderline strong to severe potential out there, and that's probably going to be about it. Now, going into around the area of Thursday, tomorrow, also a marginal threat of severe weather. And most of that threat, the worst threat, the slight and the enhanced risk, well back to the west of us. So it looks like areas back over toward Omaha, north of Topeka and Kansas City. Got to call my mom to update her about that. But the last time I told her about severe weather, she already had a pretty good idea as what was going on before I had a chance to tell her anything. So nice to know she's keeping updated on the weather there. That's for Thursday. And again, just marginal, less possibility of severe weather here. Going into Friday, we do see that potential continuing to our west. St. Louis, Chicago, back toward the Mid-South, Little Rock, Fort Smith, and portions of the Arklatex area. But what we're going to be seeing is less in the way of anything involving severe weather and just the possibility of thunderstorms. So we'll have to take that marginal threat off the 7-day coming up here in just a little bit. So for right now, again, some potential of severe weather from time to time, but it doesn't look like a huge threat. So again, that could be a bit of an issue there. What are we looking at when it comes to the maps for right now? Where did it go? Okay, here we go. Now for tonight, again, those showers and diminishing thunderstorms moving off toward the east. We've got to let this map kind of reset a little bit because of all the data flowing into it. Those wind markers that you see on there, that takes up a lot of data space. So this map sometimes gets a little bit very slow to move when we're manipulating it ourselves. A lot going on here. So going to unpack this a little bit. High pressure off to the east, that is moving away from us. So we had this calming influence of high pressure does just what its name implies, pushing down to the surface, keeping things decently calm. It also, again, with air rotating clockwise around this area of high pressure in the northern hemisphere, that was moving a lot of moisture on shore, but it was also keeping things decently stable. Now that is moving its way off toward the east, we're going to be seeing more unstable weather here. So we have this system coming on through with showers and thunderstorms along that front. That will stick around into the next day or so. The main energy of that storm system is kind of rocketed up into southern Canada around the Great Lakes, causing some snow showers northwest of Lake Superior. So not too much going on there where we're going to be able to see anything from this. Now, this front's going to kind of amble its way on through, and we will see more chances of showers and thunderstorms limited into the next couple of days. Then the next system comes on through, and then another system developing on the tail of that one comes on through. So that gives us the potential of a lot more going on into the next couple of days. The big picture, again, for right now is just showing the potential of some showers, maybe some thunderstorms as we go into the evening hours, but that should be about it. Next 72 hours is looking like this. Again, tomorrow morning, that front slowly drifts its way into the area, and then sticking around just north of us because we're on this side of the front in the more unstable air and the more moisture-rich air off the Gulf, that could give us the possibility of some more thunderstorms. Next system moves in as we go toward Friday, and that delivers the energy being on the south side of that warm front. That also gives us the potential of some more problems out there. And then that sticks around with that system coming in from the west into the weekend. That is where we see that possibility of more showers and thunderstorms from Saturday right on into Sunday. And I think this is where we're going to have to really watch out, because we could see the potential of some thunderstorms developing. Now, this particular map and models looks like we have seen a little bit less out of that. I'm going to go forward on this just a few more hours, give it about 5 more hours on there so we can see what goes on. Toward about Sunday evening, it looks like that is where, let me go back just a few more, go to about 100 hours out. That is where we could be looking at some problems. So Sunday night into Monday morning, that is where we could see the potential of some stronger weather getting closer to the area. So that is what I think we need to watch out for. That, again, is on late Sunday, early Monday. And the Storm Prediction Center is already seeing the potential of severe weather where we are. It is also showing, come on now. Okay, why are you sticking right in place? That is, why do we lock the camera on that? Okay, now that's better. Looking back to the north and west, again, here we are, southeast Tennessee, North Georgia, Northeast Alabama, Western North Carolina. The best possibility will be here. Again, about a 30% chance plus into around parts of the Mid-South, right over areas of southeastern Missouri, western Kentucky, southern areas of Illinois and Indiana. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Indianapolis 500 is being run on Sunday at the Brickyard, so that could be an issue with thunderstorms moving in there. Now, the primary threat will be well back to our west in this sort of beige area. The light yellow area is less of a threat, but here's the important thing about what's going on for us here. It is still a threat of severe weather, so we do need to be paying attention to that. It looks like it's going to be well out here earlier during the day and then moving our direction into the afternoon and evening like you saw on the maps. Could be an overnight thing from Sunday night into Monday morning. Right as everybody is out fishing, camping, hiking, boating, whatever it is you're going to be doing, if it's overnight trips, this is going to be a weekend to stay weather aware. This right here, what you're looking at, you may be saying, well, where's the other graphic on here? Where's the marginal, slight, moderate risk? That is an issue. That's a day 1, 2, or 3 thing. So for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have that graphic we just showed you. In this case, it's a little farther out, so we have to kind of paint a larger picture, cut a larger piece, if you will, paint very large on this. I'm running out of different metaphors, but basically we just have to take a broader, more simplistic view. So this kind of looks like a fried egg. The center portion of this will get the best potential of severe weather, and then we might see some of that Sunday night. We'll get a better idea of this in the next couple of days, but not until about Friday is where we start to see that severe weather threat kind of coming together, all the puzzle pieces working together on that. That is where we will get the best potential of an idea as to what's happening. Right now, and again, for potential risk, damaging winds, large hail, tornadoes, etc., we don't really have that much information. We have, again, this kind of wide cut of a forecast, but we're going to have to watch over the next few days to see what actually heads our direction. So please keep it tuned to News 12. If you live in this area, we'll keep you updated throughout the holiday weekend, and this is where we could see some pretty stormy conditions. It's been a very active spring. 2 weeks ago tonight, some of those storms moving over northeastern parts of Alabama and causing damage. Fortunately, no deaths there, and a lot of Iowa having some issues in the last couple of days, excuse me, with the front out there, giving us that storm system giving us some more problems. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on that. Downtown Chattanooga is quiet at this time on the EPB fiber optics WeatherCam network, light on the Bailey's heating and air camera. Looking at I-24 moving through downtown on the Patriot concrete camera from the News 12 studios right on Broad Street. Let's take a look and see if Lee Point is lined up. Had some pretty active traffic here earlier, 153 and 64. Very quiet for right now. Had a lot of folks also out at Coolidge Park downtown. Not too many folks out and about for right now, wrapping it up for the evening. And likewise with the lights of AT&T Field. The baseball game ending. Rick Nyman will have more on that with sports in just a little bit. And from Island Cove, looking out over Lake Chickamauga. Beautiful today, very warm, again, some showers here and there. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that real quick. Pardon me while I remove that. We do not have anything in the way of severe weather for Friday. We may see it again as we go. It looks like Thursday that marginal risk will be with us. And then as we go into around the area, excuse me for 1 second, I had an error message. This right here for Friday and Saturday, there's no severe weather markers for now. There is that potential of severe weather coming up on Sunday. Again, this is not your typical marginal, moderate, slight forecast yet, but there is the potential of severe weather. Greatest Sunday. Possibly we have to move that over so it covers Sunday and Monday. But Memorial Day, all this activity, again, better chances of showers and thunderstorms ramping up into the next few days. And wouldn't you know it, just as we head out of the holiday weekend and back to work, back to school, if there's a lot of schools out there still having school after Memorial Day, clear, beautiful, little cooler, temperatures in the high 70s to the lower 80s. So nothing like perfect timing on everything. And for right now, that's the best we can do. At least we'll get some good weather here. A lot of folks going to be in motion going on vacation. Excuse me. A lot of schools heading out for the picture. And it looks like for right now, last I checked, that weather should stay pretty well where it needs to right on into the last few days of May and going toward the first few days of June. Where has the time gone? That it looks to be, again, some good weather after this foul conditions as we get here. I think you can keep the outdoor weather going on through portions of the weekend. I think this is going to call for a lot of discretion and a lot of just paying attention to what's going on with the weather. This is going to be a time to be weather aware. Again, paying attention to the forecast. Please watch what goes on with News 12, with the National Weather Service. Please keep up to date with the forecast, because in the next few days, if you don't get another weather update through about, say, if you don't pay attention to anything from Wednesday night through about Saturday, the forecast could radically change one direction or the other. And that right there is not going to help you when you're out and about. So next few days, please keep an eye on the forecast. If you've got a major outing coming up for Memorial Day, again, camping, fishing, whatever, the best idea right now is just to know ahead of time what is coming your direction, and we can help you do that here. It's best to pay attention over a very long period of time so you can plan out what's happening. And if you have a major outing going on that can be called off, postponed, rescheduled sometimes, it's best to do that rather than trying to haul everything out there and then hauling it back again right in the middle of a storm. So that is something to really keep an eye on at this point. So keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll let you know more about what we're looking at there. All right, into the tropics. Want to check this. Yes, it is not hurricane season yet, at least in the Atlantic. In the Eastern Pacific, it is hurricane season because the hurricane season here starts on May the 15th. So we've already been in hurricane season in the East Pacific for about a week or so, and that's important for a couple reasons. Number one, what you see here are a couple of areas of showers and disturbances, very minor. Those were on the National Hurricane Center's radar, so to speak, because they looked a little bit more organized and they were over that very warm water of the extreme Eastern Pacific. That was cause enough to say from the NHC we might see something out of these. Fortunately, nothing happened. And remember, this is where Otis formed last year, that went from a tropical storm to a Category 5 major hurricane that hit Acapulco directly. So this is something that we really need to keep our eyes on. And here's the thing about anything going on. If you're going to, again, the coastlines, western, eastern Mexico, Central America, the Bahamas, anywhere around the U.S. East Coast, Florida, Key West, the Gulf, eastern Mexico, anywhere out into the Atlantic, this is forecast to be a season like no other we have ever experienced in modern times. It really does, again, behoove you to make certain that you are paying attention to what's going on with the weather. I cannot overemphasize this. Again, if you're heading to somewhere to where you're going to take vacation, business, whatever it is, and you're going into an area that you're going to have some fun, going to get business done, whatever it is you've got. If you're heading into an area like, say, the Carolinas or Florida, and something massive, a big storm, a powerful storm is heading your direction, and the forecast calls for it to potentially head your way, there's going to be a period of time where the authorities are going to say, everybody needs to get out of the way and do it soon. You need to heed those warnings, and you need to turn back around and make certain you're out of the path. Maybe it's an inconvenience, okay? Maybe it is something that you don't like to do. Maybe you don't like being told what to do, especially by the authorities in a particular area, by the National Weather Service, by the National Hurricane Center. But it really does benefit you and helps all the other people that's to get you out of the way. So there's going to be a lot of places, a lot of times here in the next 6 months that we're going to see the potential of some damage and some destruction and some life-threatening weather. This could be an ugly season. This is something akin to around 2005, where we had Katrina, Wilma, Rita, the Greek alphabet storms, because we ran out of alphabets. We could do that very easily. According to some of the higher-end forecasts, we could be looking at maybe 30-plus named storms. Now, that doesn't mean all of them are going to be hurricanes. It doesn't mean all of them are going to be Category 3 plus, but it does mean that we really need to pay attention to what is going on with the weather situation. So please, begging you to keep an eye on what's going on. Nothing happening right now. Atlantic, Caribbean, Gulf, Eastern Pacific, everything is quiet. So good news on that. But this could change in a matter. Otis, again, tropical storm to a Category 5 hurricane in 9 hours. That's all it takes sometimes to get these things spun up very quickly and become life-threatening. That is the difference you may have. That is the time frame you may have to get out of the way where it comes to hurricane safety. So again, please keep an eye on what's going on with the forecast into the course of the next several days, and we will keep you updated on what is going on here. Speaking of the tropics, let's go to our friend in roofing.com weather/science poll question of the day, and from WDEF.com/vote now. If you care to vote in our polls, we'd love to have you take a look and see at what is going on out there. The question of the day today was in regards to weather and tropics. So the vote questions were the diameter, and this is from the National Hurricane Center, the average diameter of a tropical storm, typically about 100 to 300 miles, but it can, on average, not the maximum, it can reach up to 400, 600, 750, or 1,000 miles. 40% of you voted for 1,000 miles, and Andrew Harrison voted for 600 miles. Kay Blevins are my co-anchors. She voted for 750. The correct answer on average is it can get up to about like 600 miles. There are storms, typhoons and cyclones over in the Pacific and the Indian Ocean that can and have gotten up to about 1,000 miles wide. Again, if they average roughly about 600. That's where we look at. If you'd like to see more of our polls, news, weather, and sports, please go to WDEF.com/vote now, and we'd love to see what your opinion is on that. So drop by and take a look and see more about what is happening there. Let me not get too much ahead of myself here. Our weather picture of the day, sponsored by Langley Roofing. A little bit overexposed on the sunlight here. You can kind of see the lens flare where the sun and moon were, again, reaching up that direction. The really cool thing about this photograph, thank you very much, Kimberly Bunch, News 12 viewer from Ringgold, Georgia, for a view of the solar eclipse taken near Chester Frost Park. The really cool thing is if you look at this, right in here, the cloud droplets or crystals, ice crystals, if it was that high up, looking like that could be some cirrus out there. Decent view, again, of the eclipse, but notice again those colors, getting some very nice iridescence in the clouds. That is a great capture, beautiful view on our picture of the day from the solar eclipse. By the way, thanks to everybody who has sent in pictures of the eclipse, the auroras, some beautiful sunrise and sunsets. We've had some double rainbows. We've had some cats watching television, watching our weather forecast. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody. Some marvelous photography going on, and thank you very much for sharing it with us so we can share it with everybody else. That's very cool to be able to see stuff like that. If you'd like to send yours in, very easy to do. Drop it to our social media pages. Give us a description of where you were and or a location. That would be very handy. So you can go to Facebook, X, or Instagram, leave your picture with the comment in the comments section. You can email them to us, or you can go to our website, WDEF.com/photos. That is where you can both drop your picture off and where you can also see what everybody else has been submitting for the Langley Roofing Weather Window Picture of the Day. We've got a pretty good amount of photographs. We could always use more. We're getting through them as often as we possibly can. We feature them every night on News 12, and we would love to see more about what you've been looking at. So please send them in to us. That would be great to be able to see that out there. And again, thanks to everybody for some very good photographs out there. Once again, if you're heading out the door tomorrow, better chances of showers and thunderstorms, especially in the late morning, early afternoon hours. And winds a little breezy, but not by much. Certainly not cooling anybody off. Doubtful we're going to be able to see that. Likewise, tomorrow, again, standing out on a broad grassy surface with a metal rod in your hand, with metal cleats on your feet, and lightning around, that's not really the best place to be. So again, indoors will be your best bet. If you see lightning or you hear thunder, wrap it up, get back inside, be safe, and use the 30-30 rule. Wait 30 minutes for the storm to go 30 miles away from you. Yes, lightning can and does hit that far. It's called a bolt from the blue. It can still happen. Maybe your odds are fairly low, but hey, why risk it? Go indoors, sit in the clubhouse, have a root beer, find a good golf video game to play. That would be a good opportunity to kind of rest and relax for a little bit. But again, nothing you want to be messing around with lightning out there. One more check of radar before we wrap up. We've been doing pretty good tonight. We've been on for about 30 minutes. Nothing in the chat function on Twitch or YouTube. So thanks to everybody for joining. Thanks to all the new followers. It's nice to have the followers on Twitch and nice to see all the new folks coming in on YouTube. So thank you very much for following along. We're kind of between systems right now. There is the potential of some more activity well back to our west. Let me stop this for just 1 second. And let me see if I can get views from over. Yeah, let's see. The Nashville radar is not really giving us much more of anything at this time than the Huntsville radar is. So we do have showers and thunderstorms over here, but not much of anything else to report, at least for now. So we will be looking at the potential of more concern out there. Again, please remember we've got that severe threat coming on through, possible for Sunday, and a marginal threat into tomorrow. That is where, excuse me, we could be looking at some particular problems there. As always, you can check out more on our forecast. It's always available at our website, wdef.com/weather. I'm on all these social media pages except for Facebook. They won't let me back on because somebody in New Orleans tried to hack my account and they won't accept my IDs. I understand it that social is going away in the next few weeks, so I'll hopefully be switching over to Discord. Still is going to take some practice for me to get used to. I couldn't do Snapchat very well. I wish I could say I did, but I guess I'm old enough to where it was a bit of a problem for me to get all that taken care of. So for right now, again, I think that all these social media pages, Tumblr, Counter Social, X, fun enough as it is, again, for right now, Mastodon Social, Instagram, and also on Chess and chess.com and lichess.org if anybody wants to challenge me to a game on there. I'm not a grandmaster, but I do love the game, so would love to play. If you'd like to, my handle is my amateur radio license, KG4GKE, if you'd like to stop by and play a game there. So drop on by and maybe we could play a round or two. Again, just in it for the game, not in it for the openings, the closings, or anything in the way of tactics. I just like how the game actually works. So, okay, that ought to do it for tonight. Past 10 o'clock on Wednesday the 22nd. We'll have more on News 12 at 11. Chip Chapman will have more on your forecast 5 a.m. on Thursday morning. And, of course, we'll keep an eye on what's going on with the tropics and possibility of severe weather and a lot of other stuff going on. So keep it tuned to News 12 for more. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. This has been the Wednesday edition of Weather Overtime. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online. And remember, please, let's be careful out there.